just because I'm feeling jealousy doesn't mean my partner should stop doing something. Like maybe they can for a moment and like help soothe me and ease me through it, but me feeling jealousy is on me to sort through. So I'm camping right now with my dog Udo. Here he is. Hi, Bubby. It's 4th of July weekend, so I wanted to get him away from fireworks, and we found a pretty sweet spot out here. We found this little meadow with mountains in the distance. It's kind of hazy because there's lots of fires in Colorado right now. Okay, so I've been reflecting on being polyamorous, and I wanted to share some of what I found in the time that I've been polyamorous, um, which has been about 4 years being completely polyamorous. I dabbled in some like other non monogamous situations before, and I knew I wanted to be polyamorous about 12 years ago. But it was kind of just an idea that sounded cool, and I didn't really think anyone else was doing it. Like, I knew other people were doing it, but I had a hard time finding people near me that were doing it. And then when I moved to Denver, it became a lot easier because Denver's kind of a hub for the ethical non monogamy and polyamorous community. So I wanted to share what I thought have been the biggest benefits and the biggest challenges to being polyamorous because I think it's the correct decision for me. I don't think it's the correct decision for everyone, or at least I'm definitely not going to push it on everyone. I think monogamy definitely has a place, but for me, I've just felt that I really needed to explore other relationship styles. And I'm really glad that I have because it's opened up so much for me. I've learned so much about myself. So, some of the biggest benefits to me, number one, is just the freedom and the liberation that comes with being polyamorous, especially for me being solo polyamorous. I'm out here camping by myself, which I love. I thought about inviting a partner, but I actually didn't want to have a partner because I really value my independence and my alone time. But I am not alone. I'm here with my dog Udo, who is my primary partner. Just kidding. But I mean, I live with my dog, so we spend a lot of time together, obviously. It just feels so liberating to not have to follow the set path, that relationship escalator, dating, getting engaged, getting married, having babies. That's a fine path to follow if you're sure that's the path you want to follow. But I just felt so much pressure to follow that path because that's the story we're told. That's what you have to do. And if you don't do it, then you're somehow a failure. And I kind of feel like I've felt so much more of a failure when I was trying to be in monogamous relationships because I was trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. It was a struggle for me because I love love. I love people. So I would really fall hard and I would try really hard in these monogamous relationships, but it just, for some reason, I could never, like, I thought I wanted to get married, but once it got to that, like, step in the relationship escalator where it's like, okay, we're supposed to get engaged and married and have kids now, it just did not seem like the right path for me. And I know people will say, like, okay, you're just afraid of commitment or whatever. But sure, maybe I am a little afraid of commitment, but I think I'm more afraid of losing myself because every time I've been in a monogamous relationship, I feel like I've lost a little bit of myself. And I love just living my own life and being myself. It just felt crazy to me to choose one person for the rest of your life. You have to choose one person. And it just feels crazy to me because I've felt with everyone I've dated, like it seems right at some point, and it is right. And I'm so glad that I've dated the people I've dated, but sometimes you outgrow people and you need to go in different paths. And we're shamed when we get divorced and when we break up. But I think that should also be celebrated, that we're able to choose different paths. And I've also thought it's crazy that once you break up with a partner, at least like with monogamous partners, it's like you're not supposed to talk to them anymore. You're supposed to like hate them. I have no ill will for any of my exes. I still talk to some of them. Um, we're not like super friendly, but I like having the option to still talk to them if I want to. I always found it really weird when you start a new relationship and you're like, no, you can't talk to that person. Or just to like talk to other men in general. Like the jealousy thing is so weird to me. And that's not to say that I don't get jealous. That is one of the challenges for me that we'll talk about. I do get jealous, but I think there's more benefits than there are challenges. And also, the challenges become benefits because with things like jealousy, it's a really uncomfortable feeling in the moment, but it forces you to grow and to pinpoint where that feeling is coming from. Like, often when I'm feeling jealousy, it's actually that I'm feeling like left out, or that there's something that my partner is doing with someone else that I really want to be doing. And I also have to sort through those feelings because sometimes it's like, do I really want to be doing that? And it's like, no. And then that's fine. It's like, they can do that then. I don't actually want to do that. But there are times where I'm like, oh, they're doing this thing, and that's something I've really wanted to do for a long time. And I'm feeling jealous about it. And then instead of like breaking down, and not that I don't have moments that are really difficult to deal with, but working through them makes you better and allows you to have those conversations with your partner. And I think another thing I really like is it keeps the relationship growing, because often in the monogamous relationships I've been in, they've gotten stagnant and we get in these patterns. And I just think in those other relationships, I've been like, okay, that's just how my partner is. Um, that's just how our relationship is. And you just kind of learn to deal with it. But when you're dating other people and your partner's dating other people, and you see like, oh, they're actually kind of different with that person, and that's fine. They can be different with that person, but sometimes it's different in a way that like you thought your partner could only be one way, and they can actually be this other way too. Me, one of the hardest things for me has been opening up um, to family, to friends, just in general, and talking about it here is so liberating for me. It just feels so good to put it out there and not care who sees it. Like anyone can see this, and that's fine because I'm completely open about it. But it was really hard because of this expectation that's been built. And it's also really hard to talk to friends about polyamorous relationships because the challenges we face in polyamorous relationships are just so different. And it's like really hard to talk to monogamous people about the challenges that come up because I don't know, some of the reactions I get from monogamous people just seem really weird and unhealthy to me. It's like, you're feeling jealousy, like, oh, you need your partner to stop seeing that person, stop doing that thing, just shut it down. And it's like, just because I'm feeling jealousy doesn't mean my partner should stop doing something. Like, maybe they can for a moment and like help soothe me and ease me through it, but me feeling jealousy is on me to sort through. Um, it's not on anyone else. It's not whoever's fault that's causing the jealousy. It's something internally that's going on inside me that needs to be worked through. And the flip side of jealousy is called compersion, which means you actually have positive feelings for your partner when they're going on dates, when they're dating other people, when they're happy being around other people, you can feel that happiness too. And I feel a compersion sometimes. Feel it. I wish I could feel it more than I do now, but um, it is something that I feel, and it's something that many polyamorous people feel. And it makes me happy just thinking about the fact that it exists. And you don't really hear monogamous people talking about compersion, um, but it's a beautiful thing. Another challenge in the non monogamous community can be dating. The dating field can be pretty small. Often, if you meet someone, they know someone you know. Um, or it can get kind of messy if someone breaks up and there's like multiple people dating each other, and then you like, it already happens in friend groups when someone breaks up, but it can get extra messy in polyamory and non-monogamous communities. And it just also makes it a little harder to date. I do not date any monogamous people anymore. Once I decided to be polyamorous, I stopped dating anyone that wanted to be monogamous because I just didn't think it was fair to them to be dating them. But I do know some polyamorous people will still date monogamous people. I like to be upfront right away as soon as anyone asks me out and let them know I'm polyamorous. But the easiest thing for me is to go to polyamorous meetups and events and to state that on my dating profiles. Not just that I'm, when I initially started dating as a polyamorous woman, I just said, like, I'm open to polyamory, but now I know a little bit more about exactly what I want, that I'm solo polyamorous. Um, Not really open to dating right now, but I mean, I'm open, but I'm not really trying hard to date right now. But I've become more specific in what I'm looking for when I am trying to date. So, one of the benefits I've kind of been surprised by how much I like having it is actually having metamors. Metamors are your partner's other partners. So, like my partner's other girlfriend. Um, I don't like hanging out with my metamors all the time. When you're hanging out with them all the time, that's called kitchen table polyamory. I'm more of a garden party polyamorous, so that means that we only hang out on special occasions like parties and things like that. There's no like set rule. Like, sometimes we seem a little bit more kitchen table, sometimes we seem a little bit more parallel polyamory. Um, we're not parallel polyamory, but that means when you just have different partnerships and you really never get together. But sometimes we go for like long spans of time where it starts to feel like that. But one of my favorite things is having a metamor to meet up with and talk with, and you start to have a relationship with them, not necessarily like a sexual relationship, or you don't have to have any relationship with them at all. But I've been lucky to have metamors that I really like and really get along with, and we've developed our own kind of friendship. Sometimes it kind of feels like family, like having a sister or something like that. But yeah, so we'll meet up and go on walks, and sometimes we'll talk about difficulties that we're going through. We try to keep like some boundaries. Obviously, you don't want to shit talk your partner to your other partner, but like sometimes there are things that come up that it's helpful to hear, like, oh, we are both having this, we're both going through the same experience right now. It's really nice to have that person that knows exactly what you're going through. For example, my partner moved an hour away for about a year, and that was really difficult. And I I felt like I was having more of a difficult time than I should be having, or thought that that would I was having more of a difficult time than I thought it would be. And meeting up with my metamor and talking with her about the experience that she was having with our partner, our mutual partner, living farther away. Um, that was really good to hear that she was having some similar difficulties with, we weren't able to see him as much, and we when we were able to see him, we maybe weren't getting as much quality time because he had so many other people he was trying to see and other things that he needed to do when he was in town. um so yeah. Oh, there's a hummingbird. Okay, this place is so magical. There's swallows everywhere. I've seen so many hummingbirds. I'm looking at one right now. So sorry, I'm kind of a bird nerd. So I'm gonna watch this hummingbird for a sec.